of the divine feminine and what that wisdom means for all of us today. Our call to worship this morning is found in your gray hymnal, and Janet is going to come up and lead that reading. It is number 722 in your gray hymnal, and if you need a hymnal, let me know, and we will get you one. Janet will read the first line, and your response is in italics. As we read this morning, I invite us to invoke anyone whose divine feminine guidance has informed your individual and collective journeys to the place on the path where you now find yourself.
Number
722.
Okay. I think continually of those. I think continually of those who were truly great.
Who, from the womb, remembered the soul's history through corridors of light, where the hours are suns, endless and singing.
Whose lovely ambition was that their lips, still touched with fire, should tell of the spirit clothed from head to foot in song.
And who hoarded from the spring branches the desires falling across their bodies like blossoms.
What is precious is never to forget the essential delight of the blood drawn from the ageless springs, breaking through rocks in worlds before our earth.
Never to deny its pleasure in simple morning light, nor its grave evening demand for love.
Never to allow gradually the traffic to smother with noise and fog the flowering of the spirit.
Near the snow, near the sun, in the highest fields, see how these angels are fed by the waving grass, and by the streamers of white cloud and whispers of wind in the listening sky.
The names of those who in their lives fought for life, who wore at their hearts the fire's center.
Born with the sun, they traveled a short while towards the sun, and left the vivid air signed with their honor.
Thank you. Janet, will you just stay and light our chalice, please? I'll read and you can just move over and light.
Where is the chalice?
Yeah, right here. Our chalice lighting words are from author Omar Akkad, excerpted from his book titled One Day, Everyone Will Always Have Been Against This. The moral component of history, the most necessary component, is simply a single question asked over and over again. When it mattered, who sided with justice and who sided with power? What makes moments such as this one so dangerous, so clarifying, is that one way or another, everyone is forced to answer. Please join me in singing our chalice lighting song and then our unison affirmation. The words are in your order of service.
Oh, may this chalice ever be a symbol of our unity, that in this hour we now unite our separate flames to make one light.
And our unison affirmation. Love is the spirit of this fellowship. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. I'd now like to invite Gretchen Grimm to render a reading for us.
This reading is There by Reverend Connie Simon. And Connie Simon goes by she, her, and serves as an interim minister at the River Road Unitarian Universalist congregation in Bethesda, Maryland. I'm honored to be a part of the feminist movement and read this. Wrong paper. I want to not slouch. Okay. Reading There by Reverend Connie Simon. Feels like we've been traveling forever, but we're still not there. Lord knows we've tried, each in our own way, to get there. Wherever there is, working groups, task forces, coalitions, allies, resolutions and programs, catchy acronyms and fancy names, we think and talk, then think and talk some more. Lord knows we've tried, each in our own way, to get there. Wherever there is. They try so hard to include me, so I thought I was already included. Now I feel like an outsider. Lord knows we've tried, each in our own way, to get there. Wherever there is. I know it's better than it was, but it feels like I'm supposed to sit aside a piece of who I am in order to belong. I won't do it. My Unitarian and Universalist ancestors worked too hard for me to give up now. Frances Ellen Watkins Harper whispers softly in my ear, "Keep going, child." Yes, ma'am. It's a struggle sometimes, but I don't feel no ways tired. We've made some progress and we've made some more. We'll keep trying. We'll get there someday, wherever there is.
Thank you, Gretchen. Please rise in body or spirit as you are able and join us in singing hymn number 108, My Life Flows On in Endless Song.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentations. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest round me roars? I know the truth, it liveth. What though the darkness round me close? Songs in the night it giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging. Since love prevails in heaven and earth, how can I keep from singing? When tyrants tremble as they hear the bells of freedom ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near, how can I keep from singing? To prison cell and dungeon vile, our thoughts to them are winging. When friends by shame are undefiled, how can I keep from singing?
Thank you, everyone. So we've come to that part of our service reserved for the sharing of our joys and our sorrows. We make space for the full expression of the human experience. We will light a candle for everyone who expresses a joy or a sorrow, If you'd like to share from your seat, Bob will bring a microphone to you. Please make sure that you're holding the microphone close to your mouth so you can be heard on Zoom. If you'd like a candle lit in silence, please just put your hand up and I will do that for you. So I'll light a candle of thanks for our visitors this morning. Joy and Melody, please be sure that you email us your contact information so we can put you on our mailing list. We are so happy you're here. And to our visitors from Peekskill, welcome, welcome. Anna and Rob. Thank you. One final candle. For all the joys and sorrows, spoken and unspoken. For all of our journey mates who are feeling the brunt of this shift to the right. For everyone who is fleeing violence, who is experiencing a loss of home, a loss of loved ones, a loss of life, a loss of belonging. You are welcome here. We need you. May these candles be a beacon of hope to lead you home, to find a place of peace and of belonging. We will enjoy a minute of silence.
Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón cántale tu compasión. Sopla al volar, sube en el mar, hasta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arraigame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Thank you, everyone. So this is the time when we give generously to those issues and causes we care about. We will do our offering right now. We will pass 2 baskets. We'll see how this goes. The basket with the cloth is for our community partner, Fred's Pantry in Peekskill. The basket without the cloth is for the benefit of this congregation. And if you're online and you'd like to give a donation, you can do so on our website. You can also give to Fred's Pantry at www.chhop.org.
If every woman in the world had her mind set on freedom, if every woman in the world dreamed a sweet dream of peace, if every woman of every nation, young and old, each generation, held her hands out in the name of love, there would be no more war. If every man in the world had his mind set on freedom, if every man in the world dreamed a sweet dream of peace, if every man of every nation, young and old, each generation, held his hands out in the name of love, there would be no more war. If every leader in the world shared a vision of freedom, if every leader in the world shared a sweet dream of peace, if every leader of every nation worked for justice and liberation, holding hands out in the name of love, there would be no more war. If every nation in the world set a true course for freedom, if every nation in the world raised its children in peace, if all our sons and all our daughters reached in friendship across the waters, refusing to be enemies, there would be no more war.
That was lovely. Thank you. That was lovely. So, David, I see you on Zoom, but I don't think you intend to read. So I'm going to invite David. You do intend to read? No. Okay. You're muted. You're muted. It's okay. I have Beth ready to read.
Yeah, sorry. I have a pretty good head cold, so that's why I'm not there today.
That's all right, darling. I just didn't want to step on your toes.
No,
Okay.
no, that's okay.
By all means, we're happy you're here. Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Beth.
Hi. Okay. This is an excerpt from Undrowned, Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals by Alexis Pauline Gubbs. From the sky, a dolphin pod of Lissodelphis, black and white dolphins with no fins, which travel by the hundreds, would look like a smooth black continent of movement. From underwater, it would look like a white cloud that somehow submerged. That's how I imagine it. Collectively echolocating for food, they would be impossible to ignore. Though only a few come to the surface at a time, they travel by the hundreds or thousands. So sleek. And their cousins, other dolphins with fins, not so smooth, they welcome them into the pod too. That's how I think about us sometimes. Those of us who have chosen to move together through this. We are perceived so distinctly from different directions. Human observers mistake Lissodelphis for seals or sea lions or even for penguins sometimes, which is to say, maybe it's not so much about being recognized as who we are as it is about staying together, feeding each other, knowing where we are, and moving through. My love to my pod in all directions, the smooth and the not quite so smooth. Those of you showing your back and those showing your belly. Those of you breaking through the surface and those staying in the deep. It is an honor to be in the midst of you. Look around, listen out. Here we are.
Thank you, Beth. So good morning again. We made it to the sermon part. I just love that we are laughing this morning. It is so important. So the excerpt that you just heard, as you were told, was taken from the book Undrowned, Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals by Alexis Pauline Gumbs. And it happens to be one of the most beautiful books that I've ever read. In it, the author invites us to study marine mammals like whales and dolphins and seals as teachers to survival, adaptation, breathing, and community. Writing from a Black feminist perspective, the author reminds us that survival under systems of extraction and domination requires collective intelligence. In doing so, she echoes the sentiment of generations of feminists of all races and cultures whose work to empower the voices of women for the good of the planet and all of its inhabitants has influenced me, and I suspect many of you in your journeys as Unitarian Universalists, social justice warriors, and community activists. Please forgive me for not naming them today. We'd be here for a very long time. Suffice it to say that their voices remind us that the solitary hero journey, the conqueror model, cannot be used for the purpose of collective liberation or enlightenment. And that in order to survive, we must be attuned to one another, attend to each other's needs, and remind each other who we really are. Fragile yet powerful, divinely connected to the planet and each other, loved, loving, and lovable. They remind us, too, that overcoming the bounds of oppression and that as we travel together, they remind us, too, that collaboration, authenticity, and accountability are key to our collective journey to overcoming the bounds of oppression. And that as we travel together, we rediscover our divine connection to ourselves and to each other and to the power which created us all. Like the myriad of feminist voices who have helped shape Unitarian Universalism, Gumbs offers us a map, God bless you, for healing ourselves and our world in a way that grounds us in an understanding of what is important and why we are here. Her work offers us an opportunity to explore what it means to come home to our truest and most authentic selves, and invites us to embark on a journey that is less the hero's journey, solitary and triumphant, and more the collective journey, which gives rise to generosity, sharing, and unconditional love. I think in this time of terrifying turmoil and global upheaval, where no one feels safe and everything feels uncertain, it's good to remind ourselves that the world has not yet ended. We are still here on this journey together. And as I like to say, we are walking each other home. Home to the place inside us that is not ruled by fear. Home to the place where our values and our actions align, where our courage and our compassion are not in conflict with each other, and where self-betrayal and self-constriction makes way for authentic self-expression and love is an organizing principle. The longing many of us feel right now for decency, for honesty, for shared humanity is perhaps a kind of homesickness. It is the memory of what love-based living feels like. In a world where fear is running rampant, the journey home is the work of realigning our values and reimagining the rules of survival, not just for ourselves, but for every and all living things. In Undrowned, Gumbs drives home the overarching message that both safety and survival are collective by illustrating over and over again how marine mammals demonstrate that adaptation and community are inseparable. Time and again, she challenges the structures of traditional society, extolling the value and purpose of the school in the case of dolphins, or in the case of whales, the pod, as, quote, organizational structures for learning, nurturance, and survival, both intergenerationally and within generations, unquote. What if school, she says, was the scale at which we could care for each other and move together? She continues, in my view, at this moment in history, that is really what we need to learn most urgently. I tend to agree. At this juncture in our human development, where we are desperate to connect with and care for each other, consulting with our marine mammal cousins certainly couldn't hurt. After all, they have been here much longer than we have, and likely have learned some things that we could benefit from if we just pay attention. One of the central metaphors in Undrowned is breath. Marine mammals must surface intentionally. If they don't, they drown. Breathing for marine mammals is not automatic like it is for us. It is conscious, rhythmic, and communal. Like all feminist writers, Gumbs does not separate lived experience from politics. In Undrowned, she offers us a referential framework for the process of breathing, asking us to consider that breath is political. She notes that under oppression, breath is restricted. Physically, economically, and socially, people are suffocating under the weight of prejudicial policies and practices that overwork, overpolice, and silence them. Breath is literally restricted in chokeholds and waterboarding. Breath is metaphorically restricted by systems that constrict opportunities for self-development and self-care. To journey home together is to protect one another's breath, to give each other space and time, to protect each other's right to exist without constriction, to be that voice of dissent. It is asking, who cannot breathe right now? Who is being pushed under? Who is exhausted from swimming alone? Journeying home together means we refuse to let anyone drown unnoticed. Traveling together in schools of interdependence, not one of us is expendable. Our dominant culture worships the lone hero, the singular voice who rises above the rest. But whales move in pods. Dolphins coordinate through sound. Their intelligence is relational, relying on their connection to each other. In her writing, Gumbs imagines a leadership model that is collaborative, interdependent, and adaptive, rather than singular or centralized. This model resonates deeply in a time when fear pressures us into isolation. Oppressive systems are designed to convince us that our survival depends solely on self-protection. But marine mammals teach us that safety and security is a collective construct. By taking turns leading the way, by shielding one another, by traveling in formation and responding to distress calls. What if the journey home for humanity is not about becoming more courageous as individuals, but about becoming more responsive as communities? And isn't this exactly what we are seeing in these mass protests? And isn't there something that everyone can do to make sure that we all journey home together? Not every person has to be the megaphone. Some of us amplify, some of us strategize, some of us nurture, some of us warn, some of us rest so that others can swim. The title Undrowned is not just descriptive, it is aspirational. To be undrowned is not to have avoided water, it is to have survived it. Women's History Month reminds us that women, particularly Black women, Indigenous women, marginalized women, have long been navigating waters designed to submerge them. Gumbs teaches that survival is not a competition. Rather, it is a choreography. We rise and fall with the tides. We make space for one another to breathe. We adjust to currents without abandoning the pod, turning together, going deep with each other, and then rising together for that necessary collective breath. In a time of rising fear, we do not deny the depth of the ocean. We learn how to move through it together. We become attentive to one another's breath. We resist the temptation to abandon the slowest swimmer. We trust that our songs carry farther than we know. And perhaps the deepest reaching teaching is this: the ocean is vast. The currents are real. The danger is not imagined. But we are not meant to navigate it alone. May we become a species that understands this. May we choose pods over isolation. May we protect each other's breath. May we remain undrowned, not because the waters are calm, but because our commitment to each other teaches us how to swim together. And may our continued journeying, steady, relational, and courageous, be how we heal this world together. I'd like to close by reading one final excerpt from Alexis Pauline Gumbs' Undrowned, Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals. The primary unit of life for striped dolphins is school. The nurturing of the children happens in schools of between 25 and 75 dolphins. And school also continues. Schools of adults, schools of juveniles. School is necessary. Legally and narratively, our society encourages small, isolated family units and an antisocial state reluctant to care. So care becomes the unsustainable work, the massive unpaid labor that breaks backs, hearts, and the visionary will of multitudes on a regular basis. What can we learn about the failure of the imagined ideal household? What could we learn if we cared to learn? I am wondering if we could trade the image of families for the practice of school, a unit of care where we are learning and relearning how to honor each other, how to go deep, how to take turns, how to find nourishing light again and again. May it be so. Amen. So at this time, we have our space for congregational comment. Anyone who would like to offer a reflection? Bob will pass the microphone once again, and then we will have some announcements and our closing hymn. I want to start online. Any of our love streamers, would you like to offer a comment? Just go ahead and unmute. Okay. Thank you. Bob in the room? Ralph, Bob. Oh, it's okay. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Beth. I just want to say specifically to Lane, but to all of us, how grateful I am for your piloting this ship of ours, this tiny little, sometimes very leaky boat. Because as with today, I feel so supported and nourished and stimulated in the directions that you take us, and open up for us to keep moving. So thank you with all my heart.
I'm Ralph. I have not read Gum's book, but it sounds like it fits in real well with the book that I am updating in my service in 2 weeks. Noah Yuval Harari's book, Sapiens. In his teaching from studies of animal behavior and from his emphasis on our heritage as a cooperative species.
Hi, my name is Gretchen. I am listening to a national book club from a Unitarian Universalist animal ministry, The Emotional Life of Animals. And I read it maybe 15 years ago. And it's very current as of what Ralph just said in Reverend Lane's sermon. Sure, of course, Mama. Go.
Okay, I'm Marge, and I was encouraged to lead the journey group, but it happens to be about practicing resistance. So I'm going to take this sermon just to inspire me and lead, and I hope everybody can join the journey group because we all need to practice resistance, and this is a good bunch that does resistance. So I thank you very much to give me that courage.
When does that meet, Marge? Tell people when that meets.
It meets on Thursdays
On Zoom?
on Zoom from 7 to 8:30.
Wonderful.
Yay, Mama.
Thank you. Anyone else? Vince?
I just want to thank you, Lane, for the inspirational sermon. And I have two announcements to make. One is the board has been discussing purchasing an AED, which is a public defibrillator. And we have come to an agreement that we wanted to discuss it with the rest of the fellowship. We feel it's a life-saving device that could really help, and sometimes you only have a few minutes. We do have a fire department close by. I discussed it with them, but by the time they get over here, that could be a matter of life and death. So we just wanted to see what your feelings are, if you could give us some feedback. There is some maintenance every 2 to 5 years. You have to update the pads and the batteries, and there's an initial investment, but there's no price on saving a life. So
Someone know how to use it?
So Vince,
it's a user-friendly public defibrillator. They have them at airports and a lot of public spaces. They're pretty easy to use. I think they're voice activated and they tell you what to do. And
I
so,
have been trained on them. My certification has expired, but I have taken
Yes.
training several times.
but you do not need certification in the state of New York, and they are pretty self-explanatory. So that's something I think could be really worthwhile for the fellowship.
will you be sending an email asking for people's feedback? Is that
Yes,
how
I
you'll
can
be?
do that. And we can discuss it later, or if anybody wants to contact me about some more information on it. And the second thing is that this is from the social justice group. I have an announcement regarding there's a No Kings Rally coming on March 28th. And they're hoping to get the biggest one yet. Mostly in response to what's going on with I just had a mental block.
It's
ICE,
immigration.
yes. a reaction to ICE, of course, and now there's other things going on top of that. They are adding locations every day. The last time I went on, a good site to go on is nokings.org, because they have a very easy to look at map. You just put your zip code in. And as of today, they have Beacon, Cornwall, Newburgh, and I suspect they'll probably be adding Brewster and Ossining like last time. And Tarrytown, yeah, some south of us, and in the city, of course.
Mount Tisco and Peekskill.
I didn't see Peekskill yet.
I registered for Peekskill.
It's on there? Because I checked this morning on nokings.org. I didn't see that. So you might want to double check that. But they will be adding more and more as time comes. And if you want to contact me for a local location that somebody might not have a ride, we could try to organize rides for different areas closest to your home.
Wear t-shirts, represent our.
Yes, and the T-shirts, of course, it might be a little cold. You can wear them on the outside of your coat. If you can't do that, that would be a good thing.
Thank you, Vince. So everybody keep an eye out for emails that will inform you about these things, and please stay in communication. Vince and Lauren are members of and Eric, members of our social justice team. And you can speak with them, connect with them, and they will put their emails into the email so you can respond to them directly. And Carol has something she would like to say. Vince, hold on, Carol, I want to get you a mic. Vincent, are you complete? Okay, thank you.
I have a mic.
She carries it in her purse.
Like that's us, right? No, I was just wondering, would we want to have a group from our fellowship that goes together, like with a banner or something? I don't know. Just throwing it out there.
Ideally, that would be great, and that would require us to carpool probably and decide where we would want to show up. And so we have a couple of weeks to do that work. And so Vincent and Lauren and Eric will manage that. And certainly Carol, talk to them, please, and help them to support that. Okay, now we're gone from comments, right? Now we're on announcements. Okay, Beth would like to have an announcement. Beth, would you like to come up here?
I can take the mic.
Okay.
Okay, just two things to be put out to view. One is that there is planning a national level, a general strike for May 1st, for May Day, which happens this year to fall on a Friday. And that will be growing in information and strategy and stuff like that. So we'll be talking about that as we get closer to it. And also, through our social justice task force, we're looking to have an either afternoon or evening here of a viewing of a documentary. I think it's called The Arrivals. Was that the name of it? About the ICE environment in this country right now, and what is happening, what it looks like up close for even for those of us who know. And we're hoping to use this as a way of bringing in members of, we're going to focus on other congregations in our immediate area to come and join us, get to know them, they get to know us, and hope this can become a statement of building solidarity and activism. We'll see, but I think that we're going for a date in April, so the social justice work is going to start, the task force work is going to start now.
I just wanted to announce that there is an eat-in lunch today and everybody is invited. So you stay after the service, and people have brought in lunch. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew.
Not only that, But at my wife's initiative, we have half a sheet cake of Napoleon for her birthday, which will be available with the coffee.
Before we close our service, Rob and Anna, would you like to introduce yourselves? You don't need to say anything. It's okay. I want to give you the opportunity.
Good morning. I'm Anna Houston, my husband Rob Houston. We are recently arrived from Littleton, Massachusetts. We moved in on Thursday.
Wow.
So we're living on Fort Hill over in Peekskill, and we moved to the area so that we could be closer to our family members. And this is a wonderful area. As I said to somebody, we saw 3 deer right outside of our buildings last night, and it's really wonderful. I'm glad we got to be in this kind of an environment and very happy to be here this morning. So thank you for being so welcoming.
Thank you for coming.
Real quick, I'm Rob Houston. I thought that was an amazing sermon.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We've had multiple conversations with our 28-year-old son about community and, you know, the feelings of being alone versus acting collectively. And hopefully he'll be watching your sermon later because it really hit. So thank you.
Thank you both for being here. Please come again. So on the back of your order of service, there are more dates for you to consider. Please remember that our own Ralph Wood is going to offer his lay service Sunday the 15th in 2 weeks. And then we've got Palm Sunday and Easter service after that. Are we going to have the breakfast on Easter Sunday this year? We will? All righty. All righty. And the women's group will meet next Sunday from 1 to 2:30 right here. Our leaders are Beth and Milena, and the topic is going to be exploring sacredness. So we welcome you for that. And then if you're interested in meeting the book club, that is on March 22nd on Zoom. We have a second Friday meditation group that also meets that is Friday, March 13th on Zoom. And then our journey group, as Marge said, you're invited to join this Thursday from 7 to 8 on Zoom. I want to always also remind everyone that we will have a postcarding table for you, the vote. We will be doing postcards for the upcoming elections, Supreme Court elections, I believe, in Wisconsin. And we'll have a table up here for anybody who wants to get their lunch and then write some postcards afterwards. Thank you so much for our musicians, our worship associates team, our greeters, our Bob, Mr. Microphone, and thank you everyone who has joined us on Zoom. Please rise in body or spirit as you are able for our closing hymn, number 6, Just as Long as I Have Breath.
Yeah, me too, if you need it. Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Though with pain I made my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream and in my dark, always that elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to truth. just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to love. Disappointment pierced me through, still I kept on loving you. If they ask what I did best, tell them I said yes to love.
Our benediction this morning is from June Jordan in her delivery at the United Nations, I believe 1979, poem for South African women fitted for this day. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are not perfect, but we are perfectly fitted for this day. We are not without fault, but we can be honest to face our past as we chart a new future. We are the ones we have been waiting for. May we be bold and courageous to chart that new future. May we have faith in a future that is not known. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Our chalice extinguishing words are in your order of service. Please join me in reading them. We extinguish the flame, but not the light of love, fellowship, and truth. May we hold it in our hearts until we gather again.
May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on, guide your way on, guide your way on.
Go in peace, everyone. And remember, travel together.